The ego enjoys pleasure, and it enjoys accumulating things that make it safe, that reduces that existential, mortal anxiety of the ego. The heart and soul rejoice in giving and being together. The happiness of the heart and the happiness of the ego. The vision of perfection of the ego involves a total separation from the world, a kind of protected ivory tower where I can have all my import lines provided. I can get my food, shelter and medical care, I can get my validation, I can get my pleasure, I can get my entertainment, I can get company, and I'm utterly protected by walls of separation. This is the vision of a successful life of the ego, and we all have it to a degree. We all, to a degree, aspire for this fulfillment. The heartful vision of happiness involves not in separation from the world, but in togetherness, in unity. The heart rejoices in unity, in togetherness. The heart rejoices when we are together, not when we are separated. Let's say you have a lousy job, and you make for that lousy job enough money just for ourselves. That job brings very, very little happiness. But if we have a lousy job, and with the money from the job, we can take care of our elderly parents that are in need, or of our son, of our daughter, of our brother, of our husband or wife, that work has a joy to it, because the money is given to someone I love, at least part of it. And then if the work itself is done with people that we love, and there is a togetherness, then the work itself becomes joyful. And then even more than that, if what we do as a job is providing service to people that we love, we are teachers or doctors or something, but we love the people that receive service from us, then the job is extremely fulfilling. And it's a different fulfillment than the fulfillment of the ego. The ego enjoys pleasure, and it enjoys accumulating things that make it safe, that reduces that existential, mortal anxiety of the ego. The heart and soul rejoice in giving and being together. And togetherness gives a lasting happiness. When we follow the ideals of the ego and we build that tower, what happened to all those who were striving and they got rich by high tech and rich because they're actors or musicians or whatever? If they did not have a meaningful togetherness, they're like, it's all empty. It's all empty. I thought if I'm rich and successful and validated by all and famous and whatever, and my ego has all this checklist, I'll be happy. I'm not. And often they get addicted to things or broken or something, or they make a second attempt to find meaning in another way. And they will find it in a heartful way. Because the ego promises, and it seems very appealing, like a politician that seems very appealing before election, and then after election is horrible. Why did I choose that one? The same with the ego. We choose the path of the ego and it's empty in the end. But if we choose the path of the heart and the soul, and we live for togetherness, it is a lasting fulfillment, it's a lasting meaning. I remember in my university, in my psychological studies, that people that have a very strong togetherness are much less likely to enter depression and anxiety disorder. And it's also, I guess, what we all see. Because if we follow the path for ego happiness, which is more like an empty pleasure, life doesn't have meaning, and we're very susceptible to all these problems of anxiety, depression, and so forth. But if we're able to have even one meaningful togetherness, not to say 2 or 3 or 10 meaningful togetherness, people that we really love and trust, then there is a background of happiness that can take the different difficulties of life and endure and have resources and have even an overflow of a real, lasting, solid joy. Yeah, this is building our house on a rock. If there is a storm, it doesn't fall. It's not. The ego builds the house on sand. So if we search for happiness, we need to train our capacity of togetherness. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people that are close to us, truly in our lives, we need to train and learn to be more kind, to be more trustworthy, to be more empathetic, to give more, to be more honest, to explain more what we need, to share sincerely only also the difficult things. And by training togetherness, by loving more actively, loving not just when it comes, but loving as a choice, forgiving, being strong for the people that we love, then the quality of our togetherness will rise. We need to take this step. The people around us, they will reflect it. And we will meet people that are sharing our capacity of togetherness. People that have a very low capacity of togetherness will tend to meet other people that have a very low capacity of togetherness, and they will say, all men are jerks and all women are crazy and everybody cannot trust human beings. You're probably not trustworthy yourself, and these are the people that you meet. But if we raise our capacity to be friends, to be lovers, to be family, to be together, then that togetherness will raise the level of togetherness in the people around us and also bring people with a high level of togetherness to our lives.